The public image of a disabled veteran is someone who's been wounded in combat while serving their country. And I think the public really isn't aware of the extent to which the disability compensation program is being exploited and taken advantage of.
People who say they need the government to pay them for a disability that they don't really have.
He said that after serving his country in the military, he could no longer use his hands or his feet.
Collected hundreds of thousands of dollars until they were caught on hidden camera.
Millions of veterans depend on the VA disability pay, but a new proposal in Congress could change everything. One senator just called for a full investigation into whether the system is broken and veterans are on the edge. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Military Insider Show. All right, Senator Tommy Tuberville, a member of the Senate Armed Service Committee, has proposed creating a new bipartisan commission to study and overhaul the VA disability rating system, the same system millions of veterans rely on for compensation. The plan aims to find out if the current VA process is fair, efficient, and sustainable, or if it's been failing the very people it was designed to protect. You, veterans. Yes. All right. Everybody know that when this type of things come into light, this push did not come out of nowhere. Investigations earlier this year exposed flaws inside the VA disability rating, cases of inconsistent evaluations, outdated policies, and even potential fraud. So pretty much that's why you heard a lot of this veterans, oh, I got 100% for this, but then you got another veteran said they only give me 75 for that. Oh, I had 50% for migraines, they only give me 25. I think that's what they're trying to narrow down the inconsistency in the system, and a lot of people committing fraud, claiming conditions that they don't have. All right, let's jump right into this article from Army Times. GOP senator proposes commission to study VA disability rating system. In the wake of Washington Post investigation into fraud within the Veterans Affairs disability system and watchdog recommendation that the VA modernize its rating schedule, and Republican senator has suggested creating a commission to review the VA disability compensation program. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think it's time for Congress to get involved with this? Do you think it's time to update the VA compensation program, or do you think they're trying to get to the bottom of it, of people committing fraud, claiming conditions that they don't have? All right, at a Senate Veterans Affairs Committee hearing Wednesday in Washington, Senator Tommy Tuberville, Republican from Alaska, questioned whether the Veterans Benefits Administration, the VA arm that manages disability compensation, pensions, education, and employment benefits, needs subject matter expert to examine the claim processes and recommendation improvement. This is very important right here. They're trying to bring people, outsiders, to the system to overlook the disability compensation, pensions, education, and employment benefits. I don't know, guys, but this is very delicate. I think they're trying to get to the bottom of it. They're trying to see who is receiving benefits that they don't deserve, or reevaluation conditions. According to Tuberville, the panel would be similar to the VA's Commission on Care, which reviewed the VA's health care system in the mid-2010s and made recommendations on veteran medical services. The VA also had an Asset and Infrastructure Review Commission that reviewed the VA hospital system in the early 2020s and made recommendations to modernize it. Okay, I mean, that's good. As long as they keep updating their current services, I think I'm on board with that. Those efforts resulted in mixed successes, with some recommendation adopted, such as consolidating the VA's community care programs and expanding access to urgent care and emergency care, but others, including the Air Commission's recommendations to realign or close dozens of medical centers and clinics, were blocked. All right, let's take a look at this. I think this is the most important part of the article. The Government Accountability Office has recommended that the VA improve management of compensation programs and update its disability rating schedule. it has put VBA on its high risk list for significant waste mismanagement and needs broad transformation. Elizabeth Curta, GAO's acting director of healthcare, said during the hearing on Wednesday. A commission to address this concern may not be right approach, said Ryan Galucci, executive director of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Washington office. This is about the VFW guy, the top ranking official of the VFW. Galucci said veteran service organizations generally have welcomed commission review, but will object to any recommendation they see as reductions to VA services or facilities. Look at what Galucci said. I get nervous about the prospect of a commission. I remember with the Air Commission, it couldn't make it past the first marker, and now we are seeing the repercussions of that. I would argue that a forum like this is certainly a good start to have these discussions. All right, take a look at this. The Washington Post recently published several articles showcasing veterans who have abused the VA disability compensation system, saying the $193 billion program is a target for fraud, including veterans who fake injuries or illnesses for money. What do you guys think about that statement right there? Do you think this is true? Do you think we have veterans out there claiming conditions that they don't have in order for them to get paid? Do you think it's fair for veterans that do have those conditions are not getting paid what they're supposed to be paid? It's a very thin line right here, and they are looking into this. So you better watch out. You better keep your head on the swivel, because once Congress is involved in this, something is going down. All right, let's see what else we got here. The Post cited VA's own Office of Inspector General reports and Freedom of Information Act documents that show veterans who claim to be paralyzed for years could walk or feign blindness to collect, at least in one case, nearly $400,000 in VA disability payments. Nearly universally at the hearing, witnesses and lawmakers panned the reports, calling them harmful and shaming, blaming veterans for the actions of outliers and not addressing the system itself. The articles fails to understand or capture the purpose of disability compensation. Instead, they cherry-pick anecdotes to wrongly claim that disability benefits system is fraught with widespread fraud, said Senator Richard Blumenthal. Blumenthal conceded that fraud does occur, but said that the system should not be abandoned as a result. Pretty much, they are concurring that there's fraud involved, but they should not abandon the system. What do you guys think? I mean, this is a very thin line here. We're talking about millions and millions of veterans that depend on this system. I think it's time for, I really don't know. I mean, maybe it's time for Congress to, I think it's time for Congress to look on the people that is really committing fraud. But I mean, at this point, who knows? I mean, you get your ratings, you get your PDQs, your evaluations, and it is what it is. I mean, the only sad part about this is that I'm a little bit concerned for all the veterans out there that really depends on this system, and they could get hurt as well. I mean, because of all the people committing fraud. I mean, who knows? Let's see what else we got. It says retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Gade, a West Point graduate and Iraq War veteran, was a lone voice in the room, criticizing the system, which he said incentivized veterans to increase their disability ratings and discourage them from working or taking steps to improve their health by complying with treatment. That's another thing right there. Pretty much the statement that he's saying right here is the system held the veterans just get paid and not trying to improve their health or going back to work if they are able to. I really don't know. This is something that we have to monitor, and I will keep an eye on it. I will try to bring any other updates to you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Let me know in the comments your thought about this. Make sure you hit that like, you hit that subscribe button. It really help the channel out. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe.